a lot of us feel a little bit comfortable in Washington because we at least have the Republican, barely, but the Republican control of the Senate, even though the House is controlled by the Democrats and obviously President Trump, Republican in the White House. So you think probably too many bad things couldn't get through in Washington because after all, the Senate is there, along with President Trump, ultimately to stop bad legislation. But I want to tell you about something that fortunately came to the attention of Daniel Horowitz, and we've quoted him, we've had him on the show before. He's an author at Conservative Review, and he's very connected to lots of people on Capitol Hill, as is Congressman Chip Roy, the extremely wonderful member of Congress in his first term from the state of Texas. Both of them were hearing from Senate staffers they know that the United States Senate very quietly and surreptitiously is working on an amnesty bill, and it's Republicans working on an amnesty bill. Main villain, Senator Thom Tillis, talked about him before. He's from North Carolina. He's a liberal Republican, and he's essentially working on an amnesty bill that springs off of a bill that the House passed. Let me tell you what is in the House bill first, and then we'll go back to the Senate. In this House bill, December 11th, passed the U.S. House December 11th, and it was described as Orwellian name, Farm Workforce Modernization Act. Well, that sounds nice. You know, maybe you're going to modernize the workforce. Here's what they're doing. In plain English, it grants amnesty to every illegal alien in this country who claims to have worked at least part-time for agriculture. It creates an unlimited agriculture guest worker program for the future to bring in millions of low-skilled workers. Obviously, this is something the Democrat Party would like. All they want to do is bring in more and more immigration, especially low-skilled, unskilled, because they view these people as potential Democrat voters. But we now have in the Senate a bill being floated by, and actually developed by Thom Tillis. Another one I found actually surprising, but maybe I shouldn't have been, James Lankford of Oklahoma, and our favorite Lindsey Graham from South Carolina. They are working on this bill as of yesterday in the Senate in an effort, what they're working on is actually to get President Trump's approval. They want to work Trump on the idea that this would be a great thing for you to pass an election year. This is really great. You know, you'll help get voters. I mean to tell you, folks, I hope President Trump has advisors around him to tell him how ill-advised this would be in an election year to pass a partial amnesty. I also want to draw your attention to the brilliant letter written to the Senate by Congressman Chip Roy. It's up on my website, americacanwetalk.org. You go to that homepage, under the caption shows drop-down list of links. I linked his letter, Chip Roy's letter, sent directly to the Senate Judiciary Committee and its chairman, as you likely know, Lindsey Graham, basically laying out, we have a huge issue with immigration. We have many, many aspects of the immigration problem that must be fixed. Giving amnesty to a bunch of people, including, understand, people who say they have worked at some point ever in agriculture. They're here illegally. They have no legal right to be here, but this would give them all amnesty. And this is, I mean, it sounds crazy. It sounds like something you'd hear made up and they think, no, the Republicans wouldn't be doing that. But it's gone so far in the efforts that actually they've already had a meeting with Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue trying to get him on board, encouraging him to say, this is a great idea. We need agricultural workers. Let's just pass this bill. We're just modernizing the agriculture system. And notably did not have anyone in attendance at that meeting from the Homeland Security Department. So they're trying to angle and get this thing pushed down the road, get President Trump on board. But Chip Roy's letter to the Senate Judiciary Committee basically lays out, we have many immigration problems, no reason to give what is going to turn out to be a massive amnesty without fixing all the other problems we have not fixed, such as securing the border, finishing the wall, clarifying or, in fact, probably improving our refugee standards, the federal law that decides what categories of people can apply, what you have to prove if you want to become a refugee officially in America. So Chip Roy was really great, brought it out. He blasted it out on Facebook, made a very public opposition to it. I hope a little bit tripping up the Senate surreptitious effort by the Republicans to push this bill while no one's paying attention. And that, my friends, is today's First Five.